Hi guys, inside of this video you're going to be seeing an extract of a video call I made with my clients where we're going to be uncovering the deepest truth about entrepreneurship and what actually can happen to you when you're so caught up in a chase to achieve your goals. Because personally I had such a bad period over the last 5 days, and I felt like every single entrepreneur or people that want to get into business needs to know before actually chasing their goals, because otherwise it will happen something that happened to me. So guys, I will leave you to the call. It's gonna be a 25 minutes pure value about mindset and how to really approach entrepreneurship. And I hope it's gonna be useful in case see you in the next video.
The reason why I disappeared for a week is because I realized the dark side of chasing high goals. Let's put it this way. Okay. All of you know that I am a high achiever, right? Like I am someone that just doesn't stop. Like I don't. Okay. And I want to first of all to give like some background of why I disappear for a week, because I think as from your perspective has to be explained. As soon as I arrived to Bali, like I achieved my goals. Like I've been dreaming for years, manifesting for years to come to Bali and live there and having that safety and having a business that makes me money, right? Like I manifested that situation for 2 years. And I arrived here and I was not happy. I was empty. I was literally so empty. But not only empty, I was so caught up of a chase to achieve my results. Every single action that I was doing as soon as I wake up in the morning and going to sleep was how can I make more money? How can I expand my business? Long story short, I arrived to Bali 2 days after. I saw Zach and I had one of my first panic attack. Like I never had panic attack. I had my first panic attack. And it's the first time in my life I had suicidal thoughts. Like I literally thought, why am I even alive? And this is so crazy to me because I arrived to Bali, I achieved my goals. The manifestation of my thoughts of reality became reality. I was there and I was so empty. So I was journaling. I was I was journaling the meantime I had the panic attack. And the things that are written on this paper are sad. And I don't want to put these whole things to share sadness within this because business is beautiful. But I want to share a part that nobody shows, which I literally write, I realize my dream, I'm in Bali, but in some sort of way I feel stressed and empty. I overexposed myself financially. I've been putting a lot of money into the business in order to scale. I've exposed myself too much on responsibilities. I put myself in too many spots that I could not be handling the pressure of it. I I overextended myself in every single way. And then I write, Remy, calm, breathe. Remy, calm, breathe. Because in the meantime, I was having this heart attack. My heartbeat is kind of getting like high to the fucking roof. So for me, it was like, breathe. I literally write, Remy, everything is okay, breathe. Remy, everything is okay, breathe. Like on paper. And then I started, this whole feeling was taking all over my brain. Like all over like I was getting over exaggerated. And I had these thoughts of, I don't know, many of you are studying about what's reality. So what is reality? What is the world? And I was studying as well a lot about simulation theory, quantum physics, like what's reality. And all those informations and thoughts can lead you to positive because you're over aware, but at the same time negative. So when you get a panic attack, you just use this information to influence your reality. So I felt in that panic attack like I was in a simulation. So in my head, it was like, why am I even alive? Zach was there in the pure panic attack. In some sort of way, I called Zach. I said, Zach, come over because I don't know what I am going to be doing. So Zach saw me in one of the worst like situation ever. I was literally in pure panic attack, crying, smiling, crying, and telling myself, Remy, I'm okay, Remy, I'm okay, chill. Like I was all over the fucking place. Zach can testimonial. I'm so sorry, Zach. Just
Yes, it's
it's
true.
fucking crazy. But what I want to share is that all of this got triggered by myself putting money and scaling the business as a priority rather than my health for a long period of time. Okay. I also realized a lot of things that obviously like over exposing myself financially and responsibility wise was the trigger of that panic attack because I felt I cannot handle pressure anymore. So I got that repulse of working, and actually working gave me anxiety and gave me a sort of vomiting effect for to tell you the level of how much that feeling kind of got over my head. But then obviously after that, I understood the deeper level problem. So not working was the main problem because I know I can handle this pressure. So I realized there are bigger problems and traumas in the past, okay, that I need to solve in order to get to the level I know I'm gonna be, right? But why I'm sharing all of this is because I jumped today in the call with Maria, and Maria is asking all these questions that I asked myself to my mentor a couple of months ago, and I felt so good. So I felt so happy about it because she's on the right path. But at the same time, I share with Maria because I know all of you are high achievers. I know all of you wants to do big things in life. Tell me if I'm wrong, because otherwise you will not be inside of this call. I just wanna, from my experience, try to avoid problems. And trust me, this panic attack was the worst thing that's ever happened in my life in 22 years of living. Like when you cannot control your mind and reality, it's a feeling that only people that have been in those situations can understand. But well, let's try to avoid to get you there in case you didn't. Okay, let's try to avoid. So from my perspective, I want to save problems. So today's talk, I use my story as an example of it's a reflective moment for all of you saying that I know financial situations can be tight. I know that you need to make money in order to feel like that you can survive. And yeah, money plays an important tool, but not making money as the drive in any sense. And it's so hard to say it at the beginning because we're struggling financially to build a business, right? I've been there. Okay. So it's so easy to put money as the driving factor of you pushing through. But as soon as you got so much responsibilities and pressure and everything of scaling, and you still don't have the money, and the money is the only thing that was keeping you to work towards your goals, you're fucked. Because as soon as you don't make the money, what's holding you? Like what's making you push? So money is such a weak reasons why you need to show up every day. So weak. And again, I didn't think I had it. I'm not lying. I didn't think I had this chase money mentality. I didn't think I had it. But then I realized because I overextended myself financially. I made a lot of money and no, I didn't say I invested a lot of money into the business by hiring around 8 people in a month. Not one, 8 people, like boom. It's like of me chasing this idea of like scaling businesses fast. But people don't tell you. So as a coach, I will tell you, hiring people doesn't save you time. Hiring people save you time in the long run. In the short run, you need to work twice as much because you need to make sure that the people do the job that you want to delegate. It's just fucked up. So from my perspective, I want to share to do things slowly and enjoy the ride. So shifting this reality of you pursuing business because of money to shift the reality into you pursuing business to see you grow and deeply enjoy you growing. Does it make sense? So shifting this idea of enjoying yourself having problems, enjoying yourself having difficulties because it's fun, because it's like you love the fact that you're having this. So you shift that drive into seeing yourself grow, that it's pure, it's a pure idea of it. Okay. And at the same time, shifting this enjoyment into the business by providing value to people. So kind of, and it's so hard to say it, but delete this money thing, like delete it. It doesn't exist. Okay, like you making 10K, you making 20K, you making 30K. Yeah, you need to have that financial goal, but it doesn't have to be the drive factor of you waking up every day. Because otherwise, if you don't have that, you feel empty. And I felt empty the last months. So I want to do instead of this call, this exercise of I will pass the ball and I will start to put myself uncomfortable. Is what makes you even do the business you're building? Deep. Let's go deep. Like, why the fuck Remy Azzario decided to become an online coaching business guy and develop a community? Like, why are you doing the stuff you're doing? So after a long process, I think I'm on this earth to show people what's possible, to show and to deeply help people having a better life, 360, having a better financial situation, having a better fulfilling friendships, having a better freedom, having better like every single aspect. And for me, um, I think I'm building this whole community from my heart because I generally would love to see people travel. I generally would love to see people experiencing the freedom, the pure idea of freedom. Like it's something that makes me drive so much. Like seeing, I don't know, Marketa being stuck at her places because she misses finances, and seeing Marketa traveling all around the world and impacting women makes me joy deeply. And I can say this with every one of you. So like this idea of seeing my people shine makes me and fulfilled and makes me drive every single day and fuck this money side. Like let me help Marketa, or let me help Maria, Zach, Kodu, Radek, and Eli. Like that's my driving. So helping as much people travel, as much people feeling that freedom of life. And I think that's to be my goal. So that's the reason why I do this business. Like seeing people have freedom in any sort of sense. Okay. I pass the ball to Zach. Why, Zach, are you doing your business?
Mm, I mean, a lot of what you said really did make me think because me also, obviously, like I don't have that financial security yet. So a lot of it for me is, yeah, to be honest, I'm driven by the money a lot. But then, like, I thought about it right now, and I have been thinking about it because I know it's not good. Like you say, once I have the money, it's like, what the fuck else is there? I need something else. For me, um, without putting so much time into it, I want to, like, I think it is like prove to myself and others that I am good enough and that I am worthy of success and greatness. And then there is another side of it that I think I need to lean into more, which is similar to you. I want to show other people that it's possible. I love when I am coaching my guys and I'm focused on getting them better. And I imagine myself with a big business of a lot of people that I whose lives I have changed. Like that is also very powerful, which I think I need to lean into more. Um, but yeah, I think initially because of like school and everything when I was growing up, for me, it's I want to prove to them, which I don't think is the right thing. Also prove to myself that like, no, I know I'm good enough. Like fuck what everyone has said to me and everyone laughing at what I'm trying to do. Like I just want to prove that I can do it, you know.
Nice. You can pass the
Ah,
ball.
Nelly.
Okay, so for me something super deep because I raised up without my parents and I raised up with my grandparents and because in my family like we don't have money, like everybody's working normal job, everybody's like we depends on money and the first drive for me was the money like when I started, but now I can see that the most important thing for me is the woman I became, like how I grow up now, what I can achieve. And for me, it's important because I want to be like a confident woman, a woman that knows what she wants. And after that, I can find a man that can provide for me, like can be a masculine man because I want to build a family, like a strong family. When I want to raise up my children, not my parents. And I started this business because I can see a lot of women are struggling in their masculine energy or they aren't confident enough. And I just want to help them to be more confident and to achieve their dreams and that like the girls can achieve their dreams and they can find a man where can provide for them. So that's my drive and I can feel it with my heart. It's super like important for me to do it. So yeah. So I want to pass the ball to Marqueta.
I think, or like, I believe since I got into network marketing, I always saw around myself, like also with you, Rami, or with other people like Julia, that the money was a big motivator there, like when it came to the ranks and everything. And it honestly it never sit right with me, this thing, like never. This is maybe, I think this is one of the parts why I struggle so much with keeping the discipline and keeping kind of consistency because I didn't see the purpose in chasing the money. And I didn't have a proper purpose. Why am I actually doing this besides the money? Because the main reason why I'm building business is the freedom. Like I want to be free to do whatever the fuck I want. I want to travel. I want to be able to afford whatever I want for my loved ones, for myself, for my future family. And there is the freedom. And the tool, when I think about the tool, which is right now I'm building HBBO, right, to help women to be also free. The freedom is a big factor, but I kind of, inside of me, I feel that this is not the whole purpose that I have. I feel like I'm still finding the purpose. And somehow I kind of have this hint. I don't know, I still don't know for sure, but I kind of have this hint inside of me that it might be searching for the way how to work, how to build a business without the stress, without the anxiety, without the panic attacks and this kind of stuff. Because this is the well-being and the well-being of your mind. This is something that I always had like a big priority. And I was never chased by the idea of having money or chasing the money, because it never sit right with me, because then you're not gonna be fulfilled, right? And it's all connected to spirituality and my spiritual learning and this kind of stuff. So I believe that my purpose is still in the making. And I just want to help people to actually build their freedom by the way that can help them also mentally and with their health and not destroy them. And I think this is the purpose that I'm going to be looking for, like, or how to also build my results in this type of way. But for sure, the reason is not money for me. Like, of course, there's going to be some because I'm not financially free yet. So definitely to be okay, because money is a big part of this capitalistic world, right? So there's some part of it, but I think that the biggest part of my reason why I'm doing it is to help people to achieve their freedom. Yeah. Okay, I pass the ball to Maria.
Hey guys, so I think that the drive for most of us comes from family. That feeling of feeling powerless, that feeling of not being able to buy things for yourself. I remember like at elementary school, there were days I didn't even have money for lunch. I was literally starving. I didn't have money for bus. And just the feeling of this powerlessness, like the feeling that I cannot even like have the most basic things that I needed for survival, it really created in me this fear of scarcity. And I never really felt provided by masculine, even though my father is like very protective and he raised me very well. And he was always like protective of me and he wanted to keep me safe. But from like the provider side of things, like the money and like the shelter or like the safety, I never really felt safe in my feminine. And I really have like this feeling that I need to provide myself as the same way like as men would provide for me, because I don't really have like a reliable man in my life, like anyone who would really take care of me. I cannot rely on anyone. And I know that I'm the only one. Also, looking at my family situation right now, I am that daughter that is going to keep this family. So it's like, I don't have any other choice, guys. I just need to make this happen. And that is my drive, because I always look at my life and I just think, okay, like, do I want it to stay this way, or do I want to achieve that vision that I have? So my vision would be ultimately to also be free and to also show people that you can build yourself a better life if you just want to build it. And if you just follow that vision and believe in the higher force and believe in God that everything's possible for you, you can do that. So this is definitely my my drive, my force. And I pass the ball to Radek.
Hey guys, what's up? First of all, let me say that Remy, I feel you because I've been there. I had some panic attacks as well in the past, and I was basically running from myself the whole 10 years in a different ways, chasing money and everything, and ended up with no money then later on, just because the goal was chasing the money. There was no purpose. And one thing that concretely helped me was finding my spiritual life, where I found my purpose, why I'm doing it. And so to answer your question, I'm doing it for my future family, of course, but also for the freedom and to help other people, because I think that's all that matters, at least for me. And the money will come later. I never, since then, sorry, my watch is saying something. So since then, I'm not chasing the money, but I'm chasing the happiness, because I think that's the most important thing. And what Maria said was that she needs to provide because she didn't have the money in the past. I think a lot of people who achieve great things had a really tough past. And yeah, I think that's something that many people has in common, that when there was something bad in the past, they are so driven until they achieve the goals, but they never stops. So it can be good, but it can be also bad in my eyes, because when you are so driven just by chasing the goals, you can lose yourself on the road. And I think sometimes it's very close to lose yourself on the way. So just be careful. That's from my own experience, where I was many times like on the edge of, like wanted to do some stupid things, not just to kill myself, but really stupid things, just because I was so pushing on myself. And right now I'm trying to be more present and more reminding myself why I'm doing it. And really, like, for me especially, the meditation, that these kind of stuff helps me a lot. And yeah, that's it pretty much. That's what I wanted to say from my experience.
Nice. I'm gonna be reading the stuff of Kodu.
Uh,
I'll write
yeah,
mine. I really think I have a mission for the Black African community, showing them the freedom is possible. So remember also Kodu has a crazy story in background. So she want to show to Black African community, showing them the freedom is possible. And for freedom, I mean be able to make money thanks to your skills without depending on none. Just that for me, stop surviving. So for sure, for a mission that God gave me, and I still don't know everything. Yes. Well, guys, first of all, thank you so much for sharing this. I know it's finding the path to purpose is one of the hardest one in our life because it's so complex. It's such a complex feelings. It's like you put yourself into a life where everyone try to preach their ideas of what life is, but the reality is life is different from each one of us. So what can be my purpose can be completely different from every single human being inside of this call. And I think the pursuit of the purpose can be tricky because you can get lost on the way. But at the same time, if you really find your purpose, you're never going to be stopped making life better for yourself and for people close to you. Tony Robbins said that life is a game of figuring out two things. One is the science of achievement. So with science of achievement means there is a science, there is a way to get rich, there is a way to get wealthy, there is a way to get freedom. And that's studied. It's technical, it's science. So you need to study science, right? And science is studyable. And then there is the art of fulfillment. You see that the wording is different. One is a science, right? And the other one is art. Now, what do you believe is the difference between science and art? Does someone wants to share what they think? Why he calls them these two ways?
I think one is internal and one is external.
More or less. Yeah, go on, Zach.
I think what was the first one? Art and what? Science. I think
Science of achievement and art
Yeah.
of fulfillment.
Science is more like factual, like with the brain, like analytical, and fulfillment is more from the heart, like head versus heart is the way that I would see the difference. That's also like from the podcast as well, like
Yeah.
Alex Hormozi, head versus heart.
Yes, exactly. So the reason, and let's focus on science and on art for a second, because science is something that is studiable and something that is actually doable because you study something and you apply something. So it's really like becoming wealthy. It's not random. If you really study the game, you're going to be becoming wealthy, period, right? The problem is art of fulfillment. And art is not equal to everyone. Art is subjective. Art is like, it's not something you can teach. Okay. Art is different. There's people that like, I don't know, it's kind of an abstract thing, or there are people that like instead sculptures of the Roman Empire, right? So art is so subjective. And you're going to be living an amazing life if you're able to study both. If you're able to learn both. Science of achievement and art of fulfillment. And the thing is that the science of achievement, we are learning it together, right? Here. We are learning that we need to do content, top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel. We know that if we bring as much possible eyeballs on our profile of the best ICP and we have a good converting funnel of sales, you're going to be making money. So we're learning that science of achievement. But what all of us we need to go through and what I want to share from this call is let's fucking do this. Let's fucking make a lot of money, guys. I'm gonna be here until you make a lot of money. I'm here. Okay, I'm always gonna be here. But in the meantime, not forgetting there is the art of fulfillment. Because the art of fulfillment is what makes you keep going. It what makes you be happy when you wake up in the morning. It's not the science of achievement. Because if that's your drive, you're gonna be feeling an empty life. And right now I'm gonna be sharing to you what I heard from the podcast of Alex Hormozi and Tony. At the same time, we'll do this whole journey together, guys. Please promise me you're going to be going through learning as well the art of fulfillment and what really drives you to wake up in the morning and do the stuff you're doing right now. Because as we said before, and Radek is right, it's so easy to get lost on the way to success, right? I think also Dante Alighieri said it in the Divina Commedia, that there are so many people that want to go to paradise, but they get lost in the journey, and they eventually commit sins because in the journey there are so many ways to get lost. Okay, and this is exactly the same thing I realized right now. Like, I was studying the science of achievement for 3 years and little of art of fulfillment. And guess what happened? It's just like, it was a pressure pen that pop up in a second, right? So, and I'll share a story of Alex. Alex knows super well the science of achievement. He knows exactly how to scale businesses. He's done it millions of times. And in that podcast, he says, I feel so empty. Nothing drives me. I know I can scale businesses. I can bring businesses to millions. Beautiful.
Yeah, but Remy, look at him. He's like obviously running away from his childhood. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, I don't know about that. So we will ask.
I mean, just in quick context, like, he had tough childhood, and I think he never had money and everything, and he
Yeah.
was just so desperate that he was doing everything in his power to make the money. So just long
Yes.
story short.
Exactly. Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, exactly. And he goes to Tony Robbins and he says, like, I don't know what to do in my life. And he says there are two ways of leading business, one with head and the other one with heart, right? Like, with heart is there has to be something more than just scaling businesses and the science of achievement. Okay. So to end up this call is like, learn both. Push on both sides as much as possible, not only on one, because otherwise you get overwhelmed, and then all of this can happen substantially.